Hello everyone, and welcome back to Wisdom and Wealth. Today, ladies and gentlemen, let's talk about something unconscionable, something that's perhaps long overdue, but absolutely necessary for your well-being. Let's delve into the uncomfortable truth of betrayal, not from strangers, not from enemies you can clearly identify, but from the very people you call friends. The ones who smile brightly in your face, projecting warmth, but secretly grimace with envy when you succeed. The ones who utter, "I'm so proud of you," but deep down harbor a secret wish that you falter and fail. If this resonates with you, or if you're simply interested in safeguarding your emotional and financial health, please show your support by liking this video. And of course, don't forget to subscribe to Wisdom and Wealth for more insights into navigating life's complexities with wisdom and building a more secure future. These are the individuals who applaud your accomplishments in public, putting on a show of support, but compete fiercely with you in private, always trying to one-up you. Yes, this message is raw, it's unfiltered, and it's undeniably real. It's a message that's perhaps long overdue because here's the harsh truth that many of us, especially as we get older, begin to realize. Not every congratulations is genuine, not every "I got your back" is sincere, and sadly, not every person close to you is truly happy to see you win. In fact, some of the biggest threats to your peace of mind, your professional progress, and your overall sense of purpose don't come from outside your immediate circle. They're often sitting right next to you, sharing meals, celebrations, and even tears. They know your dreams, your struggles, and unfortunately, they know exactly where to strike if they ever decide to turn against you. And you know what makes this betrayal even more painful, even more insidious? These people don't wear obvious masks of animosity. They wear the comforting cloak of familiarity. They wear the seemingly unbreakable armor of loyalty, and they wear the seemingly endearing blanket of years of shared memories and fake support. And because of all of that, because of the deep connection you feel with them, you often overlook the subtle warning signs, the red flags waving right in front of your face. You excuse the passive-aggressive comments as simply being their way, and you downplay the obvious jealousy as just a fleeting moment. You even silence your own instincts, that gut feeling that tells you something is amiss. If this rings true for you, remember to subscribe for more empowering content. But remember this, your spirit, that inner voice of wisdom, it knows. It always knows when something is not quite right. Ever felt inexplicably drained after a seemingly pleasant conversation with someone you call a friend? Ever noticed how they only seem readily available when things are going terribly wrong in your life, offering an ear to listen, but vanish the moment you start to elevate and achieve success? That, my friends, is not a mere coincidence, and it's certainly not just how they are. It's spiritual warfare masquerading in the guise of friendship. See, enemies who openly hate you are relatively easy to avoid. You know exactly where they stand, and you know their malicious intentions. But it's the ones who cleverly hide their hatred and resentment behind disarming smiles and feigned support that are the most dangerous. Because while you're joyfully celebrating your wins, they're secretly resenting your glow, your newfound happiness and confidence. While you're being completely loyal to them, offering unwavering support and friendship, they're secretly rooting against you, hoping for your downfall. And sometimes, we consciously or unconsciously refuse to admit it. We desperately don't want to believe that someone we love, someone we've shared so much with, could possibly harbor so much resentment towards us. But the unvarnished truth, my friends, doesn't care about our feelings, our desires, or our wishful thinking. The truth inevitably exposes what's hidden, revealing the true intentions behind the facade. And that's precisely what we're here to do today, on Wisdom and Wealth. In this powerful video, we're going to uncover 5 undeniable signs, 5 clear indicators, that someone close to you secretly hates you. These aren't just vague guesses or unfounded suspicions, these are observable behaviors backed by real-world energy, lived experience, and countless stories from people just like you who have been blindsided by betrayal. So, listen closely, reflect deeply on your own relationships, and most importantly, be relentlessly honest with yourself. Because the very moment you consciously stop ignoring the signs, is the moment you begin actively protecting your peace, securing your future, and reclaiming your freedom. Remember, liking and subscribing to this channel helps us bring you more of this life-changing wisdom. So let's begin, shall we? 5 signs that someone close to you secretly hates you, the hidden enemy. Have you ever felt an inexplicable sense of unease, a nagging discomfort, around someone close to you, but you simply couldn't quite put your finger on why? You exchange smiles, engaging in polite small talk. You offer them your unwavering support, and they, in turn, pretend to support you, but something just feels inherently off. You consistently feel mentally and emotionally drained after spending time with them, as if your energy has been siphoned away. You feel diminished, uncertain, as if you're constantly being subtly judged, even when no explicitly critical words are spoken. That, my friends, is not simply all in your head. That's your spirit, your intuition, picking up on subtle energies that your conscious mind hasn't fully processed yet. Let me be absolutely clear, not everyone who is physically close to you, not everyone who occupies a space in your life, is genuinely for you, supporting your growth and well-being. Sometimes, the very ones who inflict the deepest wounds are the ones you trusted the most implicitly. They don't arrive wielding swords and screaming accusations, no, that would be too obvious. Instead, they come bearing fake smiles, veiled with passive-aggressive comments, and radiating silent resentment. They may readily eat at your table, joining in your celebrations, joyfully commemorate your birthday, and even shed seemingly sincere tears with you during difficult times. But secretly, deep down, they are silently rooting against you, hoping for your failure. And the scariest, the most insidious part of this whole betrayal, is that you won't even consciously notice until it's far too late, after the damage has already been done. You see, dealing with external enemies, those adversaries outside your inner circle, is comparatively straightforward. You can easily block them, completely cut them off from your life, and take proactive steps to protect yourself from their negativity. But the ones inside your circle, the ones who laugh with you while secretly resenting your happiness, those are the truly dangerous individuals. These treacherous people will expertly pretend to care deeply about you, putting on an elaborate show of support. They'll even occasionally throw you a compliment, attempting to further deceive you, but it's always subtly laced with a hint of underlying jealousy, a barely perceptible barb designed to undermine your confidence. And when you inevitably begin to rise in life, when your light begins to shine a little brighter, illuminating your path to success, that's when their true colors start to leak through, revealing their true intentions. They'll relentlessly criticize your every move, cloaking their animosity under the deceptive disguise of simply being honest and offering constructive feedback. They'll offer you backhanded compliments that sting more than they soothe, leaving you feeling confused and deflated, offering words of encouragement like, "You're doing well," for someone like you, subtly implying that you're somehow undeserving of your success. They'll attempt to make you feel guilty for your personal growth and achievements, playing on your insecurities, because deep down they simply can't stand to witness you doing better than them. You absolutely must open your eyes to this profound truth: some people are only truly comfortable with you when you're beneath them, when they perceive you as being somehow less successful or less capable. They actually like you better when you are struggling, insecure, and perpetually dependent, because your glow, your success, and your confidence serves as a constant and painful reminder of their own lack of effort and personal stagnation. Your evident progress exposes their lack of ambition, and instead of genuinely clapping for you and celebrating your achievements, they relentlessly criticize you, searching for flaws and weaknesses to exploit. Instead of feeling genuinely happy for you and inquiring about your strategies for success, they envy you, quietly resenting your good fortune. Never, ever ignore these crucial warning signs. Your spirit, that inner voice of wisdom, always knows who is genuine and who is simply pretending, putting on a show of friendship. You simply have to consciously choose to stop making excuses for people who have already clearly demonstrated their true intentions through their consistent actions. The sooner you recognize the hidden enemy within your circle, the sooner you can effectively protect your peace of mind, guard your purpose, and consciously begin surrounding yourself with people who genuinely want to see you win, who celebrate your successes without any trace of resentment. And now, if you haven't already, take a moment to like this video and subscribe to Wisdom and Wealth. Your support allows us to continue creating content that helps you navigate life's complexities with wisdom and discernment. In this video, we're going to meticulously break down 5 clear, powerful signs that someone close to you secretly hates you. If even one of these signs consistently shows up in your interactions with someone you trust, it's absolutely time to take a significant step back and critically reevaluate the very nature of that relationship. Because, my friends, it's far better to walk alone in the stark light of truth than to walk alongside a fake friend cloaked in deceptive disguise. The signs we will be discussing are 1. They downplay your success. Let's delve into the first major telltale sign that someone close to you secretly harbors resentment towards you. They consistently downplay your success. Now listen closely, genuine friends, those who truly care about your well-being, will enthusiastically clap for you when you achieve a win, no matter how big or how small that victory might be. They will sincerely celebrate your accomplishments, offering words of encouragement and genuine praise. But someone who secretly resents you, who quietly hopes for your failure, will always find a way, often in subtle and insidious ways, to minimize your accomplishments, making them seem insignificant or unimportant. To them, nothing you ever do is ever that impressive, and nothing you ever achieve is ever that significant. And instead of expressing genuine pride and support, they'll often act as if your accomplishments are no big deal, attempting to diminish their importance. You excitedly tell them you finally got that long-awaited promotion at work, and they respond with a dismissive, "Oh, must be nice. I heard that company promotes just about anyone these days." You enthusiastically share that your business has just hit a major new milestone, and they respond with a cynical, "Well, let's see how long that lasts," casting doubt on your future success. You start working out, radiating confidence, glowing differently, and feeling amazing about your physical transformation, and they insidiously say things like, "Well, look at you, all successful now, do you think you're better than everyone else, huh?" Pay close attention, that's not love, that's not genuine support, that's envy cleverly disguised as concern. See, people who secretly hate you, who harbor hidden resentment, simply can't bring themselves to sincerely celebrate you, because your personal growth feels like a direct threat to them, triggering their own insecurities. Your light shines a little too brightly, and it uncomfortably highlights everything they feel deeply insecure about within themselves. Instead of feeling inspired by your success, they become bitter and resentful. Instead of asking you how you achieved your goals, seeking to learn from your experiences, they actively look for ways to bring you down a notch, subtly attempting to undermine your confidence. And they won't always do it loudly, engaging in overt acts of sabotage. Sometimes it's far more subtle than that. It's expressed through sarcasm, with a thinly veiled layer of mockery. It's those little jabs hidden beneath layers of insincere laughter, designed to inflict small wounds to your self-esteem. It's insincerely saying things like, "Look at you, all successful now," with a smile that doesn't quite reach their eyes, that feels somehow forced and unnatural. It's constantly comparing your wins, your successes, to their own, in an attempt to make you feel like you haven't really done that much, and that your accomplishments are somehow insignificant. It's consistently throwing shade, expressing subtle negativity, in the middle of seemingly sincere compliments, just enough to make you question your own self-worth and to undermine your confidence. You desperately need to understand something profoundly important: what you allow will inevitably continue. If you continue to surround yourself with people who consistently belittle your efforts, who actively try to diminish your achievements, you're essentially giving them permission to chip away at your self-esteem, day by day, eroding your sense of self-worth. And over time, that constant barrage of negativity inevitably begins to weigh you down, stifling your potential and limiting your growth. You begin unconsciously playing small, downplaying your abilities, just to make them feel more comfortable, to avoid triggering their insecurities. You start second-guessing yourself, questioning your decisions, just to keep the peace, to avoid conflict. And before you even realize it, you're subconsciously shrinking your entire life to fit neatly inside someone else's insecurity, living a diminished existence that fails to fulfill your true potential. Let this serve as a powerful wake-up call. People who genuinely love you, who truly care about your well-being, want to see you win, and not just when it directly benefits them. They want to see you rise, to see you achieve your goals, even if they're not rising with you, even if they're facing their own personal challenges. They want to see you happy, genuinely happy, and fulfilled, even when they're going through tough times themselves. That's real love, that's genuine loyalty, and that's the foundation of a healthy and supportive relationship. So, if someone within your immediate circle consistently downplays your success, dismissing your accomplishments as insignificant, it's time to take a much closer look at the very nature of that relationship, because that's not just a minor red flag, it's a blaring warning sign. You owe it to yourself, to your well-being, to consciously protect your energy, to safeguard your peace of mind, and to ensure your personal and professional progress. The right people, the genuinely supportive people, will never make you feel guilty for leveling up, for achieving greater success in your life. We hope you're finding value in today's discussion. Before we move on, please take a moment to like this video and subscribe to Wisdom and Wealth. Your support helps us continue to create content that helps you build a more fulfilling life. Stay tuned because in part 3, we're going to discuss another powerful sign that someone secretly hates you, how they celebrate your failures more than they celebrate your victories. Sign number 2, they celebrate your failures more than your successes. Here's the second undeniable sign that someone close to you secretly harbors resentment towards you. They celebrate your failures, they rejoice in your setbacks, more enthusiastically than they celebrate your successes, revealing their true intentions. Let's be real, life is a journey of inevitable ups and downs, a complex tapestry woven with both moments of triumph and moments of devastating disappointment. There will be periods of great success, times when you feel like you're on top of the world, and there will be inevitable losses, times when you feel like you've been knocked down and can't get back up. And the people who genuinely love you, who truly care about your well-being, they'll be there for both, offering unwavering support and encouragement, regardless of your current situation. They will enthusiastically cheer when you're on top of the mountain, celebrating your victories with you, and they'll gently lift you up, offering comfort and guidance, when you're at your lowest, when you're struggling to find your footing. But someone who secretly resents you, who silently hopes for your downfall, oh, they'll act a little different, subtly revealing their true intentions. When you fail, when you stumble, when things inevitably go wrong for you, they'll subtly light up, revealing a flicker of satisfaction. They won't necessarily show it openly, engaging in overtly malicious behavior, but you'll feel it, nonetheless. It's evident in their delayed text message response when you eagerly shared some exciting good news, indicating a lack of genuine enthusiasm, and it's also evident in their surprisingly quick and enthusiastic response when you're going through a difficult time, when you're facing a challenging situation. It's revealed in the way they casually say things like, "I just knew it wouldn't work out for you," subtly implying that they never believed in your abilities in the first place. Or in the way they cynically remark, "Well, that's what happens when you try to do too much," implying that you were foolish for even trying to pursue your goals. They act like they're being helpful, offering tough love and being real with you, but deep down, they're actually happy about your misfortune. They're relieved, feeling a sense of vindication. Your failure subtly confirms something for them, validating their own insecurities and limiting beliefs. It subtly puts you back at a level where they feel more comfortable, preventing you from surpassing them in any way. You see, not everyone in your life genuinely claps for you because they wholeheartedly want the best for you, driven by pure and selfless love. Some people only enthusiastically clap when you're down, when you're struggling, because it subtly makes them feel like they're ahead again, reaffirming their sense of superiority. That's precisely how envy operates. It cunningly hides behind feigned concern, masquerading as fate or destiny, and cleverly masked with seemingly caring phrases like, "I was just looking out for you," or "I just don't want to see you get hurt again." But if you pay particularly close attention to their behaviors and mannerisms, you'll quickly notice that they never offer the same level of energy and enthusiasm when you're succeeding. They don't eagerly post about your achievements on social media, enthusiastically sharing your successes with their own networks. They don't actively support your vision, offering words of encouragement and assistance. They don't provide words of motivation or inspiration when you're taking bold steps forward, pursuing your dreams with unwavering determination. But the very moment you stumble, when you experience a setback, suddenly they're miraculously present, eager to offer their help and support. Suddenly they have a lot to say, offering unsolicited advice and unwanted criticism. Suddenly, they're all ears, not to genuinely help you overcome your challenges, but to gleefully gossip about your misfortune, to cast judgment on your actions, or to constantly remind you of all the ways they were right about you all along. Listen carefully to these subtle cues. Real friends never keep score of your failures, constantly bringing up your past mistakes to undermine your confidence. Real love never rejoices when you're in pain, deriving satisfaction from your struggles. And the very moment you start to consciously notice that someone lights up, becoming noticeably more enthusiastic, when your light dims, when you experience a setback, that's not just a minor red flag, that's a full-blown alert, a clear indication that their intentions are not what they seem. Sometimes we consciously choose to keep certain people close out of a sense of obligation, clinging to history rather than honestly assessing the current state of the relationship. Just because you've known someone for many years doesn't automatically mean they deserve unrestricted access to your continued growth, to your personal journey. A toxic friend who secretly wants to see you fail is far more dangerous than an external enemy, because they know your deepest dreams, your greatest fears, and your emotional triggers. And if they're secretly rooting against you, hoping for your downfall, they'll cunningly use all that intimate information to watch you crumble, deriving satisfaction from your pain. So be incredibly mindful of who you allow into your inner circle. Pay close attention to who actively supports you when you rise, celebrating your successes with genuine enthusiasm, and who subtly smiles a little too much when you fall, subtly rejoicing in your failures. The people who enthusiastically clap during your setbacks, but remain conspicuously silent during your comebacks, those are the ones you need to watch very closely, carefully assessing their true intentions. In Part 4, we'll expose another chilling sign that someone close to you secretly hates you, how they imitate concern, putting on a show of care and support, but subtly sabotaging your progress behind the scenes. Stay locked into Wisdom and Wealth for more insights into navigating complex relationships. 3. They pretend to care but secretly sabotage you. The third sign that someone close to you secretly hates you is subtle but incredibly dangerous. It's this. They pretend to care, acting like they have your best interests at heart, but secretly they are actively sabotaging you behind the scenes, undermining your efforts and hindering your progress. Let's break this down further. A fake friend, a hidden hater, won't always attack you directly, engaging in overt acts of aggression. No, that would be far too obvious, immediately revealing their true intentions. Instead, they cleverly operate in the shadows, subtly working against you in ways that are difficult to detect. They'll offer you advice that seems reasonable on the surface, but ultimately leads you in the wrong direction, hindering your progress. They'll conveniently forget to pass along an important message, causing you to miss a crucial opportunity. They'll subtly plant seeds of doubt in your mind, chipping away at your confidence, little by little, until you start questioning your own path, your own abilities, and your own decisions. They expertly disguise their sabotage as genuine concern, cloaking their malicious intentions beneath a veil of caring. They'll say things like, "Are you sure you're ready for that big opportunity? I'm just concerned that you might be setting yourself up for disappointment again." Or, "I've heard some things about that situation, and I don't know if it's a good fit for you. I'm not saying don't go for it, but you should definitely be careful." On the surface, it sounds like they care, like they're genuinely looking out for your best interests, but underneath that facade of concern lies manipulation, envy, and deep-seated resentment. Because deep down, they simply don't want to see you win, because your personal growth subtly threatens their comfort zone. Your newfound confidence reminds them of what they're not doing, highlighting their own lack of ambition and drive. Your inevitable elevation exposes their stagnation, revealing their failure to pursue their own dreams. So what do they do to alleviate their discomfort? They subtly start to chip away at you, little by little, attempting to undermine your confidence and sabotage your efforts. They discourage you from taking risks, urging you to remain in your comfort zone. They subtly introduce fear and uncertainty into your carefully laid plans, highlighting every possible thing that could go wrong, but conveniently omitting any mention of what could go right. And the most dangerous part of this insidious sabotage is that you willingly listen to them, internalizing their negativity, because you implicitly trust them. You believe they have your best interests at heart, that they're genuinely looking out for you. But let me share something profoundly powerful. Anyone who truly loves you, who genuinely cares about your well-being, will never try to dim your light, will never attempt to stifle your potential, out of fear of being overshadowed. A real friend enthusiastically celebrates your ambition, supporting your goals with unwavering enthusiasm. A true supporter actively pushes you forward, encouraging you to take risks and pursue your dreams, not dragging you backward with negativity and doubt. They don't need you to shrink, to diminish your own potential, so they can somehow feel bigger and more successful. They actively rise with you, celebrating your achievements and supporting your journey. Watch closely how they subtly move when you enthusiastically talk about your goals, carefully assessing their reactions. Watch how they instinctively respond when you're about to make a bold move, pursuing a new opportunity. Do they empower you, offering words of encouragement and support, or do they subtly insert doubt and uncertainty, cleverly disguising their negativity as just being honest? And here's another major red flag to be aware of. They often accidentally mess things up, conveniently creating chaos in your life. They conveniently forget to give you a message, causing you to miss a crucial deadline. They subtly miscommunicate something important, leading to confusion and frustration. They deliberately leave out key details when you desperately needed their help, hindering your progress. And every time you dare to question their actions, they convincingly act innocent, feigning ignorance and surprise. "I didn't mean to," they'll say, "I just assumed you already knew." Or, "It wasn't really a big deal, was it?" But you feel it, nonetheless. Your gut instinct tells you that it wasn't just a series of innocent mistakes, it was a recurring pattern, a deliberate scheme. A pattern of silent sabotage, consciously undermining your efforts. A pattern of subtly keeping you small, preventing you from achieving your potential, all while they continue to wear the mask of a supportive friend, maintaining the facade of caring. And if you finally confront them about their behavior, they'll cleverly flip the script, distorting the reality of the situation. Suddenly, you're accused of being too sensitive, or too paranoid, or too insecure, turning the blame back onto you. It's a classic deflection tactic, designed to evade responsibility for their harmful actions. Here's the undeniable truth: people who genuinely love you, who truly care about your well-being, help you build, supporting your efforts and encouraging your growth. People who secretly hate you, either consciously or unconsciously, will actively try to tear you down, sabotaging your efforts in subtle and insidious ways that are often difficult to trace. So, diligently protect your vision, zealously guard your energy, and if someone close to you consistently blocks your progress, hindering your growth at every turn, they're not a supporter, they're an enemy in disguise. Part 5, we'll delve into the final chilling sign: how someone close to you subtly uses gossip and backhanded comments to poison your reputation, all while smiling sweetly to your face, maintaining the facade of friendship. Stay sharp, stay strong, and remain vigilant in guarding your heart and mind. Sign 4, they gossip about you and smile in your face. The final sign that someone close to you secretly hates you is one that cuts particularly deep, because it represents the ultimate betrayal of trust. It's this: they actively gossip about you behind your back, spreading rumors and negativity, while simultaneously pretending to support you to your face, maintaining the illusion of friendship. Let that profound truth sink in for a moment. This kind of person engages in a deceptive double game, creating a false reality. When you're around, they're all smiles and compliments, showering you with seemingly genuine praise. They say all the right things, offering the words of encouragement you long to hear. "You're doing so well," they exclaim enthusiastically. "I'm incredibly proud of you. You truly inspire me." But as soon as you leave the room, the very moment you're no longer present to witness their true intentions, their carefully constructed mask drops, revealing their underlying animosity. They immediately begin to tear you down, engaging in malicious gossip and spreading negativity. When you're not there to defend yourself, to offer your own perspective, they readily spread rumors, distorting the truth and painting you in a negative light. They twist your words, subtly altering the meaning of your statements to create a false narrative. They highlight your flaws and failures in private conversations with others, exaggerating your weaknesses and emphasizing your mistakes. And they do it all in a way that seems relatively harmless, skillfully concealing their malice, so it won't easily be traced back to them. They'll casually say things like, "I'm really worried about her, she's been making some questionable choices lately," subtly casting doubt on your judgment and integrity. Or, "He's doing great, but I just hope it doesn't go to his head," implying that you're becoming arrogant and conceited. Or even, "Well, I heard something, but I probably shouldn't say anything," deliberately piquing the other person's curiosity, before divulging a juicy piece of gossip anyway, furthering the damage to your reputation. These seemingly innocuous backhanded remarks and subtle jabs may not seem like much at first glance, but over time they effectively poison your image, subtly shaping how others perceive you. They steadily damage your reputation, chipping away at your credibility, little by little. And all the while, the person engaging in this deceitful behavior continues to show up in your life like a loyal friend, maintaining the illusion of support and friendship. That's not just fake, that's profoundly dangerous. They engage in this malicious behavior because your very presence subtly threatens them, triggering their own insecurities. Because deep down they simply can't stand your shine, resenting your confidence and success. They can't handle the fact that you're growing, glowing, and evolving into someone they secretly wish they could be. So instead of genuinely clapping for you, celebrating your achievements with sincere enthusiasm, they actively try to corrupt how others perceive you, hoping to diminish your accomplishments in their eyes. If they can't directly stop your success, preventing you from achieving your goals, they'll try to stain it, tarnishing your reputation and undermining your credibility. What's even worse is when someone comes to you with a juicy piece of gossip that actually originated from them, and then nervously says, "Don't tell anyone I said this." That's a major red flag, a clear sign that they can't be trusted. Because if they're willing to eagerly gossip to you about others, you can bet your bottom dollar that they're also gossiping about you, too, spreading rumors and negativity behind your back. Real friends protect your name when you're not around, defending your reputation and speaking highly of you, even when you're not there to hear it. Fake ones readily entertain conversations that tear you down, validating the negativity and contributing to the erosion of your character. And when the truth inevitably comes out, as it usually does, and the web of deceit is finally unveiled, you'll look back at the events and painfully realize they were never really for you. They were constantly competing with you, subconsciously or consciously comparing themselves to you, relentlessly judging your actions, and secretly hating you, all while maintaining the facade of friendship. So, what do you do when confronted with this kind of betrayal? You don't fight gossip with more gossip, stooping to their level and engaging in the same destructive behavior. You consciously choose to rise above it, refusing to engage in negativity. You actively distance yourself from the source of the gossip, creating emotional and physical space. You build stronger boundaries, protecting yourself from their toxic influence. You deliberately pay attention to energy, focusing on the subtle vibrations you receive from others, rather than solely relying on their words. You actively start trusting what your spirit already knows, allowing your intuition to guide your decisions. Remember that loyalty is not just a feeling, it's a demonstrated behavior, proven in action when you're not even in the room to witness it. And above all else, remember this profound truth: the people who willingly gossip with you will inevitably gossip about you, too, revealing their untrustworthiness. But the people who genuinely love you, who truly care about your well-being, they diligently protect your name, they actively support your vision, and they steadfastly defend your character, whether you're physically present or not. So watch closely, carefully assessing the behaviors of those around you. Protect your peace of mind, safeguarding your emotional well-being, and never be afraid to walk away from someone who may smile sweetly at you, projecting warmth and affection, but secretly wants to see you fall, deriving pleasure from your struggles. Remember, silence often speaks volumes, revealing the unspoken truths that words attempt to conceal. Energy never lies, consistently revealing the underlying reality of any situation, and actions will always ultimately reveal the truth that lies hidden behind the mask of fake smiles. Let's bring it all together, reflecting on the journey we've undertaken today. You embarked on this journey to seek truth, to uncover the hidden intentions that lie concealed behind the smiles, the compliments, and the familiar faces that populate your life. And now, as we thoughtfully close this impactful message, I sincerely want you to reflect deeply, not only on the 5 signs we've thoroughly discussed, but also on your own spirit's response to those subtle cues. Because deep down, in your heart of hearts, you already know. You've instinctively felt the energy subtly shift in conversations that once flowed with ease, leaving you feeling confused and uneasy. You've subtly sensed the tension in their silence when you excitedly shared your good news, a palpable lack of genuine enthusiasm. You've quietly noticed how they conveniently disappear, becoming unavailable when you're rising, when you're achieving success, but suddenly show up quickly, eager to offer their support, when you're hurting, when you're facing challenges. That's not loyalty, that's not genuine love, that's a major red flag cleverly disguised as history, a deceptive attempt to manipulate your emotions. Let me make this absolutely clear, not everyone deserves a front row seat to your life, witnessing your journey and sharing your triumphs. Some people are only ever meant to be a temporary part of your story, contributing to a single chapter, but not destined to accompany you on the entire journey. But you've desperately been trying to make them a permanent fixture in your life, clinging to the past, desperately hoping they will change. You've been loyal to their potential, clinging to the idea of who they could be, while consistently ignoring their harmful patterns, the consistent behaviors that reveal their true intentions. You've stubbornly been holding on, refusing to let go, even when every fiber of your soul is screaming at you to release them, to free yourself from their toxic influence. And here's precisely why that's incredibly dangerous to your well-being. When you consciously choose to keep toxic people close to you, you inevitably limit your own growth, stifling your potential and hindering your progress. You deliberately dim your own light, consciously suppressing your own brilliance, to avoid making them feel uncomfortable, to prevent triggering their insecurities. You silently silence your joy, suppressing your own happiness, in an attempt to keep the peace, to avoid conflict. You subconsciously shrink your dreams, deliberately scaling back your ambitions, just so they won't feel threatened or insecure by your success. And that, my friend, is a silent and insidious form of self-betrayal, neglecting your own needs in favor of maintaining a harmful relationship. You simply cannot soar, reaching new heights of achievement, while simultaneously dragging around dead weight, clinging to toxic relationships that hinder your progress. You cannot thrive in an environment built on silent competition, fake support, and underlying resentment, constantly undermining your self-worth. The people who surround you should be nourishing your spirit, nurturing your growth, not draining your energy and dimming your light. They should be actively inspiring your growth, encouraging you to pursue your dreams, not resenting your success and subtly sabotaging your efforts. They should be enthusiastically celebrating your wins, sincerely rejoicing in your accomplishments, not downplaying them or secretly rooting for your downfall. Now is the time for you to conduct a spiritual audit, taking a careful inventory of your relationships. Look around at your immediate circle, scrutinizing your connections with discernment. Who genuinely claps with heartfelt enthusiasm when you win, sincerely celebrating your successes? Who steadfastly stands by you when you lose, offering unwavering support and encouragement during difficult times? Who corrects you in love, offering constructive criticism with compassion, instead of criticizing you out of jealousy, attempting to tear you down? Who consistently speaks life into your dreams, offering words of encouragement and validation, instead of planting seeds of doubt, subtly undermining your confidence? You see, your destiny is far too important to be surrounded by secret haters in disguise, people who outwardly appear supportive but secretly resent your success. And your peace of mind is far too sacred to be disrupted by fake friends pretending to care, skillfully manipulating your emotions. The real ones, the genuinely supportive individuals, will never make you question your self-worth, undermining your confidence. They will never feel intimidated by your elevation, resenting your growth and success. They will actively push you to reach your full potential. They will fervently pray for you, showering you with positive energy, and they will diligently protect your light, actively defending your character, not trying to dim it out of envy. So if you've recognized even one of these 5 key signs in your relationships, don't ignore it, dismissing your intuition. Protect your energy, safeguarding your well-being. Reclaim your power, refusing to allow others to control your emotions. And have the courage to walk away from anyone who doesn't wholeheartedly clap when you rise, boldly choosing to prioritize your own peace. Because your time, your talent, and your truth deserve to be surrounded by real love, not silent hate, by genuine support, not subtle sabotage. You are not obligated to maintain connections that consistently cost you your confidence, eroding your self-worth. You are not selfish for consciously choosing peace over people who actively poison your purpose, hindering your journey. You are absolutely allowed to grow, to evolve into the best version of yourself, even if it means outgrowing those who once claimed to love you, consciously choosing to prioritize your own well-being. Walk forward with unwavering clarity, recognizing the difference between genuine support and subtle sabotage. Walk forward with strength, embracing your own power and confidently pursuing your goals. And most of all, walk forward with truth, honoring your